Hi, distance learning faculty. This is Leah. I'm sorry that we're sending out our start of semester course checklist to you guys so late and close to the deadline, but I just wanted to make a quick video and show you what's new in the NLC-DLC template. That is the new course orientation shell where you can pull week 1 orientation module content as well as NLC academic learning technical support that should be in everybody's distance learning course. There's also the BioSig-ID enrollment and 8 preloaded verification assignments, which I'll show you at the end of this video how to copy over to your course in case you have questions about that. Okay, so to navigate to this page, once you're in Canvas, everybody should be added as an instructor to the NLC-DLC template. If it doesn't show up in your drop-down list, go up here to where it says View All or Customize, and it'll be listed there alphabetically for the current term. On the home page, I've kind of outlined all the changes that we've made to the module since last semester. Beginning with the technical support page, we've updated the minimum browser requirements here. So what was listed at the beginning of the fall semester has updated at least twice, I believe, by now. And these are the most recent as of January 6th. Also at the top, we've added a technical skills and computer web access statement at the top. You don't have to list this in your own technical support page, but we suggest that you add something similar to it to your syllabus just to let your students know that you expect them to access the course multiple times per week, and having technical issues is not an excuse for late work, etc. On the instructions for setting up your BioSig-ID password page, we've added 2 things. One is a video transcript link at the bottom, and you can download this and then link it to your own course just by editing the page. And what it is, the video was not ADA compliant, and so we typed up a quick transcript of the video verbiage, and now you can have that for students who may be hearing impaired. We've also added little asterisks here that goes to the updates that Virginia Stewart outlined earlier this week or last week. It's been a long week. I don't remember which one it was, but it's just the updates to the BioSig user interface, and that is linked down here under the letter from the Academic Success VP. And this is the updates that it links to. For the Canvas features and overview page, there were multiple links in here that were either broken or going to outdated instructor guides. So we've updated all of those, and they should go to the most up-to-date ones now. And since they were so numerous, we suggest that you just delete the old page from your module or your own online courses and copy this new page over to your courses, and I'll show you guys how to do that here in a second when I do the BioSig assignment demonstration. For the academic support and testing services, this first paragraph has been switched out, as well as some of the links for the online tutoring request forms for BrainFuse, which is the new online tutoring vendor. And you probably noticed that they've added an LTI link district has that takes students now to the BrainFuse online tutoring vendor. And for this, you can just copy and paste the whole page and switch it out with your own, the other page in the support and learning module in your own course, or you can copy it over and then delete the old page. What else is new? We've added two items here. Gerald worked on a Blackboard Collaborate Sessions module, and this is optional. You don't have to put it in your own course. But in it, if you decide to use Blackboard Collaborate this semester, it's just kind of a little orientation module for your students that tells them what what Blackboard Collaborate is, first of all. And there's also a 7-minute participant orientation that shows students how to access the orientation, what software they would need to access it, and then how to set up their microphone, webcams, and speakers just so they can hear and chat with everybody in the session, I guess.
And then here is also a rough draft that you guys can customize, saying what the name of the session is, what, you know, what the course is for, and also the steps that would show them how to connect to the session. I'm going back real quick. This first page in the module is also customizable. It just explains what Blackboard Collaborate is, and then here you can put in a brief sentence of how you'll use it. Say, for instance, that you'll hold virtual office hours on Mondays from 10:30 to 2:30. And lastly, at the bottom of this template, we have a module that has two handouts that are new this semester. One is a technical information handout, and the other is our flyer for the orientation to online learning. You can download these, by the way, and email them to your students. The first one, the technical support and help with accessing your online course, just has common start of semester issues that students may run into. And so if you find by the third day of class you haven't seen any course activity from one of your students, you can maybe email them this and say, hey, I just want to see if you're still interested. If you're having issues, take a look at this list. Or you can contact the Distance Learning Center and they can give you some help as well. The other one, since all students who are new to online learning in the Alamo colleges are required to take the OLearn course, this just has our information about signing up. And it's a little late for them. I don't think they can web register for it at this point, but they can go to this link here and sign up on our form, and Desiree can add them to the orientation. Okay, and both of those are handy to email out to your students for the first week of class, and especially if you see that they might need help navigating Canvas a little bit. Okay. Going back to the home page of this template, I've outlined everything here. There's also a link in the second paragraph here that takes you to the Canvas guide now that I'm going to explain, that shows you how to copy content from another Canvas course. And so you might not want to import all the information from this module. You might want to just pick and choose what it is that you want to import into the course. And so I'm going to demo that right now. So I'm going to go to the course and I want to copy some of this content over to. I'll select my OLearn template course, and I go to the settings page, or settings within the course settings here, and I say import content into this course. It'll ask me to select a Canvas course, and so I'm going to select my Canvas course, and if you type in, it should bring up a list for what you teach specifically. Since I'm an admin, it brings up all the courses for the district. So I'm just going to type it in. And here is an important step. You want to say you want to select specific content. So be sure to check that and not all content, and hit import. It won't run right away because you got to select the content now that you want to import. So I'm going to go through and select, let's see. I really like the Blackboard Collaborate session, so I'll click that, and I also like the orientation, so I'll select that. But now I don't want to select all of the pages, so I'll go ahead and select the instructions that have the changes to that, the Canvas features and overview, technical support, and then the academic support and testing services, because those are the 4 pages that had the biggest updates to them. And what else? And I think that's it. So I'll go ahead and say select content and leave everything else unchecked. It'll run, and if you're doing this right now or over the weekend, Canvas is running a little bit slow because everybody's in the system right now updating their courses. So you'll just give it a minute. And now, when I go to my modules, and I want to update pages, let's see. So there's my technical support page, the old one, and I want to add in the new one. So I'll go up here to add in the new one and select content page. And you'll notice that I'll have one page now that's called Technical Support 3. And it might be called Technical Support 2, Technical Support 4, whatever is the latest version, or the highest number, that's the latest version of that page. So go ahead and select that and say Add Item.
And it'll add it to that bottom of your list. You can click and drag. Oops. Just click on the, when the little crosshairs come up, click and drag it to the part that you like it, and then you can delete the old one from your course. Okay, same with the academic and support learning services. Actually, I don't think I have that module in here. Oh, I don't. but if I did, I would go in and add that in there as well. And you can see that it added the Blackboard Collaborate session. So now I can go in here and edit the page to say what it is how it is I am going to use the page, or how it is I'm going to use the Blackboard Collaborate sessions in my course. Go back to modules. The instructions for setting up my BioSig password, that page updated, so I'll go ahead and add that. And let's see. And here it is, instructions for setting up my password. Add the item. And click and drag it to the spot that I like it to be. If you need to indent it, you can indent it over here. Say increase indent. And then delete the one above it that was the older version. Say remove. And when you remove it from your module, it doesn't remove it from your course. So if you want to remove that page altogether, you can click on the pages link. And even though it's grayed out, you can still click on it since you're the instructor and you hold all the power. So there's my academic support and testing services. If I want to delete the older version, I just say delete. You say, yep, delete. And in fact, now that I've deleted it, I can go back here and click on it and rename the page and get rid of that 3. So I know that's the most up-to-date one. And hit save. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the NLC-DLC template real quick because some of you guys were having questions about the BioSig. The BioSig is that verification software that's mandated by the state law now that has to be in all of our online courses. And so what district has done is they've set up 8 verification assignments for you. So if you click on assignments, even though they don't appear in the modules list, they are there in their own heading. And once it loads, you can see there's the enrollment assignment that's part of the week 1 orientation, and then there's 8 verification assignments that you can copy over to your course. It's important to note that each one of these can only be used once, so don't use the same one in each module because once it's unlocked for good. In fact, we don't have any due dates assigned to them. If you put them, say, before a quiz or some other kind of assessment activity that's for a grade, we suggest that you put a availability date to it. So if you click on it and go to edit assignment settings, just make it available, say around the time that you'll have your first quiz or your first discussion, whatever assignment you're using it for to unlock. That way the student can't go in and unlock all the assignments at the first week of school, because that kind of defeats the purpose of BioSig. Okay? And I forgot to mention, you can also go in if you want to, rather than say verification assignment 1, 2, 3, you can go in and rename it and say quiz 1 verification, and or something like that, or lab 1 verification assignment, and just say update assignment. But for now, I'm just going to hit cancel. And to import those over to your course, you'll do the same thing that you did earlier, where you go to the course that you want to import them into. Click on the course settings at the bottom left. Import content. You're going to copy a Canvas course, and when your course list comes up, select NLC-DLC Template. And then you're going to select the specific content and say import. Go ahead and select the content. And these would be under assignments. So if you click on the little drop-down menu, you can do the drop-down menu for the different assignments. If you already have the verification assignment in your module, you can just go ahead and select the ones that you need. And you don't have to use all of them. That was another question we got. But however, we do suggest that you have 1 or 2 low stakes assignments that you use them with before you say use the third one for a quiz or something like that, just so the student is comfortable and understands how to use the verification software before they take that first big quiz or lab or whatever it is that they need it for. So I'm going to select those 8 assignments and say select content. And right now it's queued because the system is jammed, but it'll run eventually. You can navigate away from the page and come check back later. And once it finishes running, you can go over here to your assignments now in your course, and they should be listed. And there they are. And now that they're in your course, you can go in and edit them and rename them if you like, or put the availability date. I wouldn't put a deadline for it or a due date or the lockout date for it, simply because if you need to reopen that assignment for a student, they might not be able to access it without you resetting the BioSig assignment for them. Okay? And real quick, I'll show you how to set up your module with the BioSig assignments. So going back to the modules list I have here, let's say, okay, I have my enrollment assignment in the second module, and we'll say that each of these is a big assessment activity, and so I want to have the students go through and do a BioSig assignment and verify who they are before each of these assignments. So right now I have the enrollment assignment, so I'll want to add the assignment 1 before the assignment submission. So to do that, you go to, once the BioSig assignments are loaded into your module, they'll be under the heading BioSig-ID Verification Assignments. So I'll select assignment 1 and add the item to the module. It adds it to the bottom automatically, so just click and drag it up to where it is you want it to post. And I'll add another one. And just keep doing that. Oops. As needed. Add one more before the final quiz. And click and drag it. And like I said, go through and you can rename each assignment as needed, or put an availability date by clicking the edit assignment or edit assignment settings button at the top right. Going back to my modules, now I need to set up the order that the student has to move through. If you just leave it without any instructions, they can access everything. So we have to set the prerequisites for this module to say that we want this to be open, for the student to verify their signature here, 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 and here before this, and this assignment opens. Okay, so to do that, go to the module settings, that little gear on the right of the module that you want to edit. And you can see I have a few of them set up. And I'm going to close these out real quick. Okay, so the first one is the enrollment assignment. So I want to add the next requirement, which is the discussion. So I go through, and it'll only bring up what's in that module, so the discussion post, and they can either view the item, contribute to the page, submit the assignment, or score at least this or that. So I'm going to say contribute to the page. And it's important to note that with the BioSig assignments, the way a district wants us to set it up is so that they score at least a 1 in order for it to open for them. And so if they fill out their signature, then it'll give them a 0 and it won't open the assignment for them. And if that happens, they need to call district IT. And that information is on the password information page. Okay. And the next item in the module, let me move this over so I can see, is the second BioSig assignment verification. So the assignment 1. And for that, they need to score at least 1 point. And the next item in the module is the assignment. Where is it? And for that, they need to submit the assignment. Assignment 2. And for that, score at least a 1. And I'll pause this and just go through. Okay, and I've gone through and set up the module for the prerequisites that they will need to do in order to unlock the assignments or quizzes or discussions in the module in the sequence that I want them to access it. And like I said, it's important that for all the assignments, the BioSig assignments, that they score at least 1. For discussions, contribute to the page. Assignments, submit the assignment. Or sometimes if it's an assignment that they submit something else or a paper copy to, they can just view the item. Or for quizzes, they submit the assignment. And then last but not least, you just need to be sure that you select students must move through the requirements in this module in sequential order. Okay, and when you hit update the module, you'll see that all of these items are unlocked or locked for them now. And if you want to test and see what it looks like, you can go to settings and click on student view. Oops, I'll go to my modules. And well, for this one, they have to do this quiz before they can access all the information. But it would show that the password information page and then the enrollment assignment for them. Okay, I'm gonna leave student view now and point out a quick few items to you. If you go to youtube.com/user/NLC-DLC for NLC Distance Learning Center, we've added some resources, some YouTube videos here at the top from our orientation to online learning that just details how students can access their concourse syllabus, where to get started in your course, and also just an example of how a course may be organized. If you think those are useful, you're more than welcome to grab the embed code and put them in your own course. This form, which is linked on the orientation flyer that's at the bottom of the template module, is the form that students can use to sign up for the orientation to online learning. They can either come to on campus if we'll have one, or if they're a new online student, they can take the orientation online and we'll just add them to it and to them accessing instructions. And our homepage, there's also more information about that they can sign up for that. And if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to give us a call at 486-5372. Gerald is generally here in the mornings, and his office is NLIB 312, the inner office of the IIC conference room, or I'm here in the afternoons, and my extension is 65376. Gerald's is 65375. Wait. 653. I'll look it up and email it to everybody here in a minute. But if you have any questions, give us a call. It's been a long day, and I hope you guys have a wonderful semester. Thanks again.